Good evening and thanks for joining us for Friday's news. The government of the People's Republic of China today gave grant assistance to PNG. The partnership was facilitated by Acting Prime Minister Sora Eoe and the Chinese ambassador to PNG, His Excellency Zhang Fanhua. Estimated at 80 million kina, the funding is earmarked for economic and technical cooperation.
The Chinese government today gave 150 million renminbi and estimated 80 million kina to Papua New Guinea through a sign-in ceremony by the acting Prime Minister Sora Eoe and the Chinese ambassador to PNG, His Excellency Zhang Fanhua. In his address after the signing, acting PM Eoe stated this significant assistance only goes to strengthening the bilateral relationship between both countries and thanked the Chinese government.
Excellency, our sincerest gratitude and thank you to Chinese government, its people, for the support that you have continued to give, and in particular, again, a very big assistance program that you are giving to Papua New Guinea and to Kikori district to develop in its infrastructure from Ihu onward towards Kikori. If you could pass our gratitude and thank you to your government in Beijing.
His Excellency Zhang Fanhua stated the pledge of 150 million renminbi was made earlier this year in June and today sees its official signing.
Agreement, economic and technical cooperation agreement amounting to 150 million renminbi, as you said. It is announced by the Chinese side during your visit to China in this June. That is to say, is direct outcome of your visit in China, which is successful. On this money will be used in the construction of infrastructure or civil projects that the PNG government gives priority to.
Again, giving emphasis to Chinese commitment to the bilateral ties with PNG.
The agreement signed today are the latest fruits of our bilateral relations and reaffirm China's commitment to developing a comprehensive strategic partnership with PNG on the basis of mutual respect and mutual benefit, and supporting PNG's economic and social development in a challenging time.
The estimated 80 million kina Chinese grant will be used in the construction of infrastructure and civil projects, particularly in the Kikori electorate in the Gulf province. Upon a decision of the Prime Minister after noting that the electorate would be hosting several major national impact projects, among them the Kikori Special Economic Zone development. An additional 16 million kina assistance will be given later in the year as military gratis.
The 16 million kina would go to improving and building defense force houses. So that is something that we'll be looking forward to. Again, Excellency, and I will sign that agreement when it's ready.
So I'm looking forward to signing another agreement, as you mentioned, to provide military aid gratis. The money will be used to fund another project of the defense forces of your country. Concrete is Tararama Military Hospital.
Kilawani National EMTV News.
The National Executive Council has endorsed a policy to regulate alluvial mining in the country. This was revealed during the 5th PNG Alluvial Mining Convention in Lae yesterday. This small-scale mining is currently operating as an informal sector. The policy has been submitted to NEC and is expected to be introduced to Parliament in the November session.
According to MRA's Managing Director Jerry Gary, There has never been an alluvial mining policy to guide the alluvial miners. The Mining Act only caters for major mines. Mr. Gary said, although there are different mining leases in the country, including the alluvial mining lease, it was difficult for landowners to apply for leases because there was no policy. This applies to non-mechanized mine that is reserved for landowners. For mechanized mining activities, a mining lease is needed.
Sometimes very difficult when the alluvial miners try to apply for a mining lease. The process is so stringent, it's a little bit complicated, and you can appreciate the fact that many of our alluvial miners are not well educated enough to lodge those documents that are required by the law. And so we have been trying to simplify those processes. What is really required as a requirement of the application is what we call the proposal for development. Proposal for development is a complete document that covers not only the technical aspect of mining, but also the economics, safety issues and others, as well as environmental management.
The alluvial mining sector is one of the largest small to medium enterprise sectors in PNG that contributes over 700 million kina to the country's economy. It engages thousands of rural small-scale miners, including women and youth, and is currently operating as an informal sector.
So in this policy, what we're trying to drive is to simplify the process and have the application process simplified and make it more friendlier for our local indigenous miners to engage and be properly formalized. If they don't apply for the license, they don't have our visibility, and so it becomes almost an informal mining sector. But once they apply for license, then it's formalized, so they can come under the visibility of the state in terms of regulations, our regulatory function.
Alluvial miners who were present during the convention yesterday said they need the alluvial mining policy to help improve their operations.
Policy for alluvial mining, including last year mining, they could tell alluvial mining and local. Also, now was sector for alluvial mining and for low prominent so me I was 2 months of president of parliament. Me I minister 2%. So thank you.
A geologist from MRA who was also present said the miners need to improve the standard of living from the money they get from alluvial mining.
We need to start empowering ourselves. Our mining has to change our way of living. After 46 years of independence, and things have to change. So there is no use for us to say, oh, okay, this is my land, I'm mining, and I still live in a bush material house. So how do I make use of the waste that's coming off? My sediments that I'm trying to extract water of it. Do I build bricks out of it and live in a brick house?
NESFAN's Special Project Manager Judah Wafi, who also presented during the convention, called on the alluvial miners to consider savings in order to improve their lifestyle.
The question now is that, okay, so where is all this money going? When our alluvial miners earn that income, where is it going? Why don't we see some evidence of back replacement or things like this? So we want to see, we're hoping that savings can help them to make a difference in their lives. And I think the good thing with NESFAN is that NESFAN is a highly regulated entity. NESFAN operates under strict governance and controls. The central bank providing oversight. So by law, we are designed to protect and grow member savings.
Julie Badui, Owa, National EMTV News, Ley.
Health workers at the Kabum Health Center have raised concerns that the temporary facility that they are operating out of does not meet health standards. Aid Post Supervisor Kevin Gibland said the building structure is not suitable to be used as a healthcare facility. Some wards are without running water and spacing is also an issue. The previous building was demolished last year for the construction of a rural hospital.
Health workers at the Kabum Health Center say the temporary facility was not built conducive for a healthcare center. Kevin Gibland, the health center's aid post supervisor, said the wards do not have running water and the building structure itself is not suitable for movement to perform tasks.
Setting Oman who said working this plan building here, not to the standard whereby you save him liable people here.
This is where the previous health center was. It was demolished last year to construct the Kabum Rural Hospital. The construction is currently ongoing. Mr. Gibland claims the health workers were not consulted before constructing the temporary facility.
All you know, been seeking information, long plab or big plab, how much beds or patients you look out him all.
According to him, the temporary building was a rush job with less consideration for healthcare delivery and the welfare of the health center staff as well.
Ambla officers supposedly stop close to na mipla boom one time na walk house blow all around him na house all around him ino got one plab house turturbo go na sit down lo name na mipla walk boom one time to save more people.
The concerns of the health workers is part of other issues for the health center. The health center had reported that it did not receive its medical supplies for December last year. Patients were being prescribed only amoxicillin and Panadol, as these were the only two drugs being sold in stores at the Kabum station. Charlene Airy, National, EMTV News.
Minister for Health Jelta Wong has warned of the threat posed by the COVID-19 Delta variant and gave his reassurance that the government is balancing the healthcare and safety needs of the nation while maintaining economic stability. The minister also highlighted that the most effective way of communities to be safe is through vaccination, making the point that freedom to survive must be considered as a human right for all people. He said Papua New Guinea is on the verge of a serious pandemic infection surge that could lead to many thousands of deaths from COVID-19 in PNG. The Delta strain is a mutation of the original COVID-19 and it is more deadly and spreads more quickly than anything we have seen in this pandemic thus far. The minister said at this stage there is no need for a hard lockdown of the entire country, as was necessary when the first case was detected. You're watching National EMTV News. We'll have more stories after these messages. Stay with us. Welcome back. Former Governor-General Sir Silas Atopara passed away on Tuesday this week. He was the country's 7th Governor-General, hailing from the Eastern Highlands province. He was described by Acting Prime Minister Sora Eoe as an important pioneer in his province. He will be accorded a state funeral.
Acting Prime Minister Sora Eoe has formally announced the passing of former Governor-General Sir Silas Atopara. Sir Silas was PNG's 7th Governor-General and an important pioneer from Eastern Highlands Province, as he was one of the founding fathers of PNG who emerged from humble beginnings.
But at the same time, I thought it should be appropriate time for us to also recognize this afternoon, and that's a reason why I'm thankful that you're all here. The passing, officially recognized the passing of late Sir Silas Atopara, former Governor General of Papua New Guinea. It's a very sad occasion. A day ago or 2 days ago, he left us. As you know, Sir Silas is one of the important pioneers in his own province and his own community. People who came from very humble background, but rising to the challenge of contributing to the nationhood. We've just come out from 46 independent anniversary. And this is one of those fathers who had contributed to the development of our country from those humble beginnings.
On record, the acting PM confirmed that the government has appointed and tasked Housing Minister Justin Kachenko to manage all funeral arrangements till the former Governor General is laid to rest.
I want to announce few protocols that the government has taken measures in terms of recognizing this great man. And day one, government is taking on all the funeral expenses. We will be giving and honoring him with the state funeral, which is appropriate to leaders of such status. That is one. Number two, the government through our Prime Minister has also indicated that we should have flying that low mask one day, that is tomorrow.
The acting PM further stated that the government and family will await Prime Minister James Marape to return from the United Nations General Assembly, then the former Governor General will be laid to rest. Jamie Harrow, National EMTV News.
Over 30 female students are recipients of a grant scholarship under the Boosting Education Standards project. A small ceremony was held at the Gazelle Hotel in Parkop to present award letters to scholarship recipients. Education Secretary Dr. Uke Kombra, who was present to witness the presentation, said this is an achievement in the education sector. He said the 33 recipients of this grant will be key enablers to boost learning outcomes and encourage girls to take up specialist teaching in math and science. Dr. Kombra said the number of female teachers in this specialized field is very low. Out of the 33 recipients, 31 are from the St. Peter's Chanel Catholic College, while 2 are from Pacific Adventist University. The scholarship is under the Boosting Education Standards Together in Papua New Guinea, a partnership program between Save the Children, JICA Global Partnership in Education, Education Department and Newcrest Limited. A group of young leaders passionate about change in PNG visited the Warangoi Elementary School in East New Britain and donated digital library kits and solar lights. The project, known as Digitally Empowering Children to Read, is an initiative endorsed by the Kokoda Track Foundation.
Warangoi Elementary School in the Sinivit LLG of Pomio District received digital library kits and solar lights on Wednesday when a team of youths visited the school. The project, known as Digitally Empowering Children to Read, was conducted by the Kokoda Track Foundation to Archer grant winners who simply aimed to introduce children to the Sparks Digital Library. The project they delivered consisted of 40 tablets with installed digital library, consisting of over 700 reading books produced by PNG writers and 200 solar body lights. Team leader of the project, Jeremy John, was stunned by the welcome of the students and acknowledged them.
All we planned for was that we plan just come the soul, we just losing the soul one time of school, and also Martin, and we plan go back. But when we came and we saw that, you just prepare straight when you come, so it really touched our heart to, to be here with you guys. So, all in all, thank you, big man, thank you, Lolgeta, where give me Olgeta.
The school has been operating without a library and the teachers have faced challenges with reading materials. However, this delivery will become a game changer and will improve the standard of the learning for the children in the area. The project was co-founded by KTF, Mundango Abroad, BSP and supported by Westpac PNG. This project is not limited to schools in ENB, and as mentioned, the Arch grant winners are looking forward to extend their project in other schools outside of the province.
Thank you!
Jamie Harrow, National EMTV News.
The Agitana and Anadabu ward in Rigo district will have 4 rice mills and a portable tractor. Ward member Kwama Adaya says this will be the first time the people from the ward will use rice milling machines to mill their produce. The machines were presented to them by Rigo MP Lekwa Gura to help empower economy in the district under his 5-year district development plan.
Since establishing the ward in 2019, the Agitana and Anadabu ward in the Rigo Koyari area has been milling their rice at Pacific Adventist University. According to ward member Kwama Adaya, they have been milling their produce for free. He says with the presentation of the 4 milling machines and a handheld tractor to plow their land, it will ease their burden from traveling to and fro.
2006-07, we planted them and then we harvested them, came to PAU, we carried them all the way, came to Sirenum Dam, and then came all the way, we bring them to PAU, Pacific Adventist University. There's a mill there, so we came, they mill it for us, and then we took it back and we sell them among ourselves in the bush.
According to the ward member, they sell the produce at an affordable price ranging from 5 kina to 10 kina. During the presentation, Rigo MP Lekwa Gure commended the farmers for their efforts and says the farmers must formalize the market.
Because, I think we Papuans have got used to eating rice now. So, in an informal sense, they can sell it amongst themselves in the communities and perhaps in Mosby as well. But I think that market needs to be formalized where, like you either make a deal with one of the supermarket chains where they buy the rice and you promote it, because we also have that other rice productions in the district as well. So that needs to be looked at, but it's really important that whatever you produce, you got to have the market in order for the people to sell the produce.
Podivai National EMTV News.
And now looking at the NASFund market report, the kina opened unchanged at $0.2850 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina will buy $0.2775 $0.3794 Australian dollars, $0.2292 euro, and 29.84 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading lower, coffee and cocoa closed higher, while copper closed lower. Crude oil is trading higher, palm oil and copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed at 338.48 points higher. The ASX 200 is trading at 85.95 points higher, and the All Ordinaries is trading at 98.61 points higher. Chuka Sports is next, all the details after the break.
Chuka Sports.
Welcome to Chuka Sports. The Highlands Confederate have claimed the Under-16 division title at the Kumul Petroleum National Schools Rugby League Championships, grinding out a 1-0 win over Team Northern.
It was the turn of the Under-16 teams in Day 2 of the Kumul Petroleum National Schools Rugby League Championships in Port Moresby, as teams from the 4 confederations battled it out for supremacy in the division.
Can he get there? Yes, he can. Charlie Rex.
After the first round of matches, NGI and the Northern Confederation remained undefeated. In round 2, the Northern Confederation was the only team to maintain that undefeated record, scoring a total of 32 points and conceding 20. The Northern Confederation proving themselves to be the team to watch and favourites to reach the finals in the Under-16 division.
And this is going to be a try. First up, Samuel Peter of Northern.
It was the Highlands Confederation who stood in their way, coming out winners in the final, defeating Northern 1-0 to claim the Under-16 championship. Huxley Lovai, Chuka Sports.
In the Under-18s competition, the Northern Confederate claimed the Under-18, defeating the New Guinea Islands 12-0.
Play comes back. Northern.
The Under-18 players finally got their chance to strap on their boots in Day 3 of the Kumul Petroleum National Schools Rugby League Championships.
Too easy. Felmel Esrom.
After the first 2 rounds, it was the New Guinea Islands Confederation who sat on top of the table with 2 wins from 2 games, scoring 16 points and only conceding 2.
Well, he had a bit of work to do.
NGI eventually qualified for the grand final, where they faced the Northern Confederation. The match was a scrappy affair, with fatigue setting in for both teams after a hard day of play. Both teams failed to complete their sets and were unable to string together any attacking plays due to handling errors. Northern were able to score the first points of the match via a penalty kick, taking the lead 2-0. The score remained unchanged going into the halftime break. In the second half, Northern came out firing, scoring 2 tries against a tiring NGI defense, winning the match 12-0.
And that ends Shukai Sports, so what are the details coming up next?
Shukai Sports. Shukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
I'll look at the weather forecast in the southern region. Fine weather, although cloudy in Port Moresby, cloudy with a few showers in Daru, Kerema, Alatau and Popondetta. In the Mamasa region, cloudy with a shower or 2 in Lae, some showers in Wau, fine weather in Medang and cloudy with a few showers in Wewak and Vanimo. In the New Guinea Islands region, fine, although cloudy in Lorengau, Kavieng, Kokopo, Rabaul and Buka, and cloudy with a shower or 2 in Kimbe. And in the Highlands region, some rain showers, then morning fog in Mount Hagen, Mendi and Wabeg, and some showers, then morning fog in Goroka and Kondiawa.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that's been the news, sport and weather for today, Friday the 24th of September 2021. From the entire news team, pleasant weekend. Good night.